Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. And look at it. It looks absolutely superb. I think this model we have in front of us here from Longines is absolutely gorgeous. I've reviewed a couple of the flagship models before, but this one, let's face it, that dial just simply looks amazing. The colour, absolutely superb. This one we have in front of us here is a limited edition of only 888 pieces. This one is called the Year of the Dragon, and it comes in an absolutely huge box. It really is a bit overkill, let's say, but overall I think that dial and the indices and so forth really look great. It just pings straight away, this watch. But anyway, before I get too far into the review, I've got to say a massive thank you to the team over at First Class Watches in Kenilworth. Great amount of stock, so many watches on site, super friendly, well worth popping into. I will leave a link in the description to their website and at the bottom of the page now. All ask, if you do contact them, please mention the channel's name. So anyway, let's talk sizes. We are talking 38.5 by a thickness of 11.8, a lug to lug of about 46 mil, and the strap size on this is a little bit weird. It's a 19mm. Now, the dial, where do you start? It looks absolutely superb. You've got this red pulsating out to the outer edges where it becomes darker. It's got a great sunburst effect to it, as you can see the way the light catches on each of the lines as it comes out from the center. I think it looks absolutely superb. It's one of these watches I found myself just constantly looking at this dial. It just looks superb. Now you have then these really glossy gilt hands, and as you can see, they just look flawless. They look really good. And what I like with this, they have actually applied a bit of lume into these hands, so you can see it in low light, which normally I'd say on this kind of watch isn't needed, but they've done such a nice job of applying it within the center of the hands. It's just spot on. I can't fault it. And the way this second hand just glides around. The applied hour markers have been beautifully polished, and I say they just sit perfectly in there. Then you have this printed on minute track just going around here. Being white, it complements the Longines script up there with their flagship range, the flagship below it, and the applied wings up there. It just looks superb. Now, obviously, things get a little bit more funky as we come down here. Now, as we have a center mounted second hand, this is actually a date indicator window down here, and it also features a moon phase. And as you can see, as I kind of there, that's a nice shot of it. You can actually see the moon and stars there. It's just a nice touch, really. I think it really does look nice how they've done it with the blue and the stars. It really, you know, every so often it just catches the light and you really do see the presence of it there. So anyway, as we come past that, we have this nice sapphire crystal, and the crystal itself has got multiple layers of AR coating on both sides of it, so it does quite a good job of stopping most reflections. Now, as we come past, we have a fixed polished bezel, and then we have the case of the watch. It's quite flat, really, to be fair. I would have preferred myself if they could have angled the lugs down a little bit more. That, I think, would have been better. They've got like a sanitized finish going along there, and again polished on the actual rear part of the case. Now, as we come round, you can see we've got these nice beveled edges on the lugs. And then we come round here and we just have a relatively small crown, to be fair, which is actually marked up. And to be fair, it's not a screw down crown. It goes straight into manual wind. The watch does feature water resistance, but it is only 30 meters. So ideally, this is kind of watch, no problem with washing your hands, but you don't really want to go much further than that. I know some people prefer to have more, but the simple fact is it's a dress watch. You know, you don't want to take this near water anyway. Now, as we come round to the back here, as we can see, we have this funky limited edition going on here with the dragon, and I think it looks really quite superb how they've done all this. Beneath there, you can see Year of the Dragon, 2024 even. I'll get there in the end. Now, underneath this is their the L8 99.5 movement. It has, well, I put it on the time grapher first, and as you'd expect from a movement of this caliber, it was spot on. Absolutely, yeah, no problem at all. Beat error could have been a tiny bit better, but to be fair, no problems. You know, it worked really well. It's got 70 minimum, I think it's a maximum of 72 hours of power reserve, 21 dual movement, and it is pretty solid. Can't really fault it at all. Overall, it looks great. Now, we do have this kind of alligator style strap on the back of here. It is all marked up, and we have a signed clasp up there, a buckle, sorry. The only thing I would have possibly have liked to have seen is a deployable clasp on this. I think it would have been not only look better, but just for practicality, it would keep this from aging a lot more if it had a deployable clasp. So what I mean by that is you've got less chance of this causing wear on the actual strap if it was a proper fixed type. So anyway, let me put this on my wrist, and you got, oh, one thing I should point out about movement, it does have a silicone balance. What that means is it's more resistant to magnetic fields, so it's just a win-win. Let me put it on my wrist, quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Piquet. I love this watch, on the Artemis strap, and Bob has the really quite cool Seiko cocktail sunset. That I think is like a good, almost like a more affordable version of this without the moonphase. It's just got a real crisp dial, crisp indices, and a little bit more kind of going on the dial, but at a lot more affordable price. So anyway, let me take this off. We'll see how it looks. My wrist size is 7 1/4 inches. That works out to roughly about 17.5 centimeters. Now, one thing I would say, the strap on this isn't that long. So if you have like a larger wrist size, I think you could struggle a little bit. So there it is on my wrist. I just love that color. I think it is really vibrant and stands out. If you wore this watch, I think people would mention it. But being the fact that I haven't got particularly large wrists, realistically, I'm only on the 3rd buckle there, so I would say you're probably talking 7.5 inches, and you're probably at a max on this strap. It's, one thing to bear in mind if you do have a larger wrist size. So just be aware of that if you're ordering a watch. You might then want to actually change the strap out for something else. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you to it. That any comments, I always try and get back to them. Leave them in leave them in the comment section. But most importantly, stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.